Konnichiwa, Samurai James here with part 5 of my 7 Supplemental Samurai Armor series. Alright, part 5. What are we covering now? Well, last time we took a look at Wakabiki and covering the armpits. We're going to talk about something that people think that samurai didn't really protect that much. Their hands. Now, as you can probably tell, there's a few pairs of gloves on the table in front of me, and these are important because these are something that samurai would have worn. These are called yugake, and we see them in some of the historical documents of them armoring up. Now, what does this do? This can help provide a little bit of a better grip on the weapon, because when you get a wet hand and things start sliding around, having fabric can help hold it in place. Provides a small amount of protection. It's protection from the elements. It can provide a little bit of protection from abrasion from a bowstring if you're firing repeatedly, if you're in a battle that's hours long. However, this is just cloth, and there's a second type of yugake, which are actually made out of leather. Now these would provide a little bit better protection, and these can be worn with the kote. So my kote tend to sit a little bit loose on my hand because I have them sized up to be able to wear the yugake with them. So yugake, leather gloves, these also provide similar sort of protection from abrasion from bowstrings and everything, but since they are leather, they're going to be better at providing protection from abrasion. If you're trying to grab a polearm, leather provides a much better basis for that, for grabbing and getting a grip on it. So even though this doesn't provide a huge amount of protection as supplemental armor, it's something that I think a lot of people don't acknowledge that samurai had and actually wore. Now, what are the drawbacks on yugake? Of course, there's a little bit of a loss of sensation in your feelings, less so with the fabric ones and more so with the leather. It can be a little bit harder to feel your weapon, feel your orientation of things, and if you're working a bow and working with arrows, that requires a little bit more dexterity, so I don't think I would be using a leather glove with them too much unless it was simply on my left hand in which I'm holding the bow, and that helps at least have a little bit of protection on my forward-facing hand when I'm doing archery. I don't think I would wear it on the right hand, or if I did, I would simply not have it on these two fingers and have it on the ones below. Yes, there's going to be some more wear and tear on the upper fingers, but that's just the trade-off that I would want for having that dexterity of being able to fire a little bit better. Now, are there exceptions to this? Sure, the kote cover the back of the palm and the top of the knuckle here, as well as typically the entire thumb, which really only leaves this little bit of your fingers exposed. So the main thing that these are helping protect is the palm of the hand, which again goes back to when you're grabbing things and trying to manipulate and do stuff like that. However, why would you not wear yugake? Well, as I mentioned, it makes things more difficult with bows and arrows, but something else that makes it a little bit more difficult for is pulling a trigger. Yes, samurai used firearms. They used them extensively once they got access to them. Can you work a gun and fire it with gloves on? Sure, people do it in the modern days all the time, but remember, back then you're talking single shots, you're trying to load it, you're trying to pull out your shot pad with it, you're trying to get it rammed in there, you're trying to get everything ready to fire it. It's not like today where you simply pick it up and everything cycles and you don't have to worry about actively loading or doing anything. Now, are there a few exceptions to this? Yes, there's a gauntlet at the net that actually covers the entire hand that seems to be based off of a European mitten-style gauntlet, but that was by far the exception. It was not the norm in any way. And that was our hands-on look at yugake. If you're enjoying the video, like and comment below. If you haven't already, slash that subscribe button and join the Samurai Squad. Next up, we're going to be covering the midsection. But for this one, this is Samurai James saying thanks for watching and sayonara.